Hi, it's Megan. I've been a little wayward about shooting videos, and some of you have been really kind and asked me to get back at it, so I'm back at it. So thanks for the support. Just things got crazy. What got me back? Well, let's see. I am going to be doing a review for the Naked Heat palette, the new addition to the Urban Decay Naked collections, which keeps expanding, collection, I guess, which keeps expanding. This was sent to me by Sephora for free, and that's what got me doing videos again. I felt guilty not doing a video, although I've been feeling guilty for a very long time about not doing videos. So even though this video isn't kind of the freshest video out there since this palette's been out for a couple weeks, I still decided to do it. And I actually really love the palette. I think it's gotten mixed reviews, with some saying that the shades are not completely consistent. That's true. That is absolutely true. And then, of course, there are so many warm palettes around these days. I love the palette. I think that for someone with blue eyes, this palette is just amazing. It just, every color has been one that just makes my eyes pop and looks amazing, and I just love. So I kind of was wavering on whether I was going to get this palette. Sephora sent it to me, and wow, amazing. So anyway, since I've been really away from my camera and my editing, expect this video to be a little, I don't know, less than perfect, even less than perfect than they normally are. So Naked Heat comes in a box, a slidey thing. It's like this. It's $54 and it's 0.6 ounces. And I didn't check the size of my other Naked palettes, and there are the shades. So immediately you can see it's kind of got a yellowish, orangish, reddish kind of thing going on, with a little bit of a purple, a little bit of a pink undertone, occasionally a little bit peachy. But this is definitely on that kind of red-orange spectrum. And it's got a mix of, let's see if I get this right, shimmers and mattes. And some of the shimmers are a little drier, some of the mattes are a little drier, but I think everything here is, it's good, and it's buildable, and it is pigmented, and the colors are just so beautiful. I just love every one of the colors. It isn't the most balanced palette, so I have to use, because I'm lighter, I have to use, I made this palette, which I love, which is kind of these light neutral shades, the bones and slightly different undertones, and I have to kind of pull that in. And then also I think, I don't know, if you want like a real smoky look, you kind of have to bring in a darker shade. I found that some of the darker ones here didn't build quite as well as some of the others, but it does lean darker overall, without kind of as much variance as you might need given the richness and the intensity of the color shadows that are in this particular palette. So let's show it again, and then I'll go through the colors individually. There's one other thing I was going to say. Oh yes, before this whole warm craze started, I went to a local store, because there are lots of local stores with makeup here, and it's a pro store. And I had this palette made, this woman, it's a sales assistant, helped me, and she was so great at picking out like these reds and oranges and dusty like browns that were warm and perfect for my eyes. And one of the things she threw in there was this purple, and I thought, that's kind of weird. But I've ended up liking that with my eye color, and when I mix these in, these kind of rusty, orangey, reddy things. I really like how it works on my eye color. And yesterday I was doing something with a Sephora Pro, and one of the pros used an aqua eyeliner and then used a blue holographic highlighter to kind of blend in to get a better kind of look, so it wasn't so, I don't know, glaring and harsh with these kind of colors. And it just like popped. It was gorgeous, and it was on brown eyes. So you can mix in a lot of things and warm colors and whatever else, and it works. The only thing is, I did also get a bite lipstick, and I wanted to try to do a video with both, and that, it was like a fuchsia. No, it didn't work at all. What else could I say? Yeah, the other thing that I wrote is that I have to be careful not to get a little muddy when I mix these in, and I think that's more just that I've kind of not been putting as much makeup, but because a lot of these tend to be darker and they aren't quite as different as you would like, I have to watch that so that I don't get kind of blending to the point where I over blend. To make this work for kind of a smoky eye, which is like my new thing right now, when I actually put makeup on, like real makeup, I need to work in like a darker brown or a really deep like black purple kind of thing to make this work. So anyway, this is the colors, and I don't want this to be a super long video because I probably can't edit a super long video anymore, but I will get there. Okay, so the first color, this is Ounce. This is a light golden beige, as with all. In fact, I'm going to say this once, and if I don't say that this has a warm undertone, it doesn't have a warm undertone. I'm not sure that any of them will fall in that category. I can't remember the purple, but okay, so that's what it looks like. So this is right under my eyes here, and then I put a little in the corner. And it does blend out well. It's really close to my skin tone, so it's hard to see. It's a good shade. It's one of those that, you know, it's a good usable shade. It's got a soft pearly shimmer. It's a good one. The next one is Chaser. And let me hold this up so you can see the two, and we'll look at the third one too. We're looking at the first three. Chaser. This is a very light brown. There's a jackhammer or something outside, which is not going to show on my skin. Is it? That's why I have to do the outdoor swatches where my camera can really get. You can see it there. I think a machine is broken somewhere. It has a peachy undertone, and it's matte. So this is really a nice shade. It blended out well, it lasts well, it's super light. I like using it kind of in the inner corner of my eye a lot with some of the darker shades. Oh, there's like noise everywhere. Okay, the next one is Sauced. This is an orange brown. I'm going to wipe off my wrist in a minute because I can't see that last shade, so I'm going to make something in my mistake. That's why we were doing it way down here. So this is an orange brown. It's kind of a little bit, we're starting to get to the darker ones. It's still medium, and it definitely, it has a matte finish. It's really pretty. I put this, I think I put this on my, yeah, I put this underneath the sparkly shadow. I put a shimmer one. I put it underneath the shimmer to get kind of that warm. These all also, I've used some of these like as liners just when I'm in a hurry. These all just make my eyes pop. So it's hard for me to, as I describe them, it's hard for me to describe the differences sometimes, but just to let you know, on my eyes they work out really well. Okay, Low Blow, medium brown. This one, we're starting to get to one of the more orange shades, and another matte. And the mattes, like I said, some of this can be a little bit tiny powdery, but they apply really well on my light skin. So you can see that was just like one quick swatch. It's actually a really nice, when it has a warm undertone, it's definitely more brown. It just has that, what, a hint of orange to it. And I love this one. I think this one's super pigmented. One of the better of the whole collection. But you can already see we're not that far into the palette and we're getting to some darker colors. Okay, Lumber. This is a coral red. Again, we're not saying warm. And this has that kind of shimmery, pearly thing going on. And I definitely see, when I say coral red, it's a little bit more reddish, but it still has that orange from the last shade. In fact, let's put that next to it. So you can see the undertones are not that dissimilar. Even the colors are pretty similar. Okay, Lumber. Did I just do Lumber? Lumber, we just did. He Devil. Where did they get these names from? You know, I should have looked that up. Where do these names come from? He Devil. It's a reddish brown, so we're now here. Yeah. Look at the pigmentation on that one. That one's so pretty. It's a reddish brown. It's definitely warm, super warm and matte. Super pigmented. We're getting even darker now. We're now kind of at the medium dark. And by the way, these are all really, really good for blending. Almost too good. Like I said, sometimes I have to worry about them getting muddy if I try to use too many colors and get really complicated. Okay, Dirty Talk. Again, we're at the medium dark kind of now. This one is one of my favorites. This one I line my eyes with a lot. Look at that. See, I don't know how people could not like this palette. I guess if you don't like warm, and I can see where there's a lot of similarity in the kind of It's medium dark versus dark, and versus medium. They're not that different. This is a coppery brown, and it's got definite kind of warm orange, as opposed to like bronze. You can see the orange in it, and it's frosty. And this one is so pretty. It can be a little dusty, and I can get a little bit kind of fallout from it. And this I have on my eyes. Is that right? No, that is not right. I wore this yesterday though, for a bit. Okay, like I said, we're not going to be the smoothest and most practiced today. Okay, Scorched. Another personal favorite, and another one of these shimmery. They're not metallic. They just have this sheen, shimmer, that Urban Decay thing. So this one's got more of a red. So the other one was more coppery orange. This one has kind of a reddish thing going on. It's a little bit, we just put them next to each other. Okay, so you can now see the difference. So one on top, more reddish, one on bottom, more orange, but they're actually quite similar, and have that metallic thing going on. And I also, again, it's just one swipe. They're super pigmented. They are a little dry. You do benefit from using an eyeshadow primer, I will admit. But I can only go so dark with these anyway, so I like the fact that I can blend them out and that they're not just in my face, super dark. Okay, Cayenne. This one applies. Ooh, so pretty. I love this kind of color. See, this is also not going to be a particularly good video because I'm going to say, oh, I love this color. Oh, I love this color. I love every single color in this palette, like every single one. So there's not much to say that's interesting. Cayenne. It's a dark. This is darker. It's muted, and it's a little bit less warm. But there's a color which I kind of recognize. I have another brand, a Dolce & Gabbana shadow that's similar to this, and it's kind of like this burnt earth kind of look, but not like a dry dusty one, but like a really burnt clay, kind of clay earth thing. And that's what this reminds me of. It's such an unusual color. It's a hard one to find, but it's one of my personal favorites for my eye color, for the blue eyes. Okay, so that was Cayenne and Fiego. This one is the plum-ish one. There's two plumish ones, but this is the reddish plumish one. And it is also matte. And I have a harder time with this one. I just do. And let's put that next to Cayenne so you can kind of see the difference. So you can see, again, the more orange, the more purple red. And I love kind of using one of these colors either as a liner or a wash on my lid and then blend it out with kind of a lighter shade up here, just because, I don't know, my eyes just open up. What I'm going to start playing with now is, like I said, using like aqua down here and seeing how that works. Okay, Ashes. We only have two more. This is another muted color, and most of these are fairly muted, especially the mattes. This one didn't apply quite so well when I swatched it. A little blotchy. It is a plum, more purple with that brown thing going on. It is it's hard to build up. So I use this lining the eyes kind of down in here, just under the lashes a little bit, lining the eyes, and then try to build it up a little bit on the outside and in the crease. I used He Devil and Cayenne a little bit as well. And I used Enfiego and Ashes. I had a hard time with this particular shade. At the end, I'll tell you what I used. Just, like I said, please be forgiving. We could try to make this even slicker, but we're not going to. Okay, Ember. This is the last one. This is like a plummy bronze, and it's got like a hint of olive in it. Oh, look at that. And it kind of changes. This is one of those Urban Decay things. They do shadows like this. And there are some indies that do this as well, Frosted. Just that, like, you swipe it and you're like, whoa, that is just quite a pigmented, shimmery, beautiful thing. And I'm not quite sure what color it is. It kind of depends on how the light hits. It's not a duochrome, but it just kind of depends on how the light hits, where you can see the different things. super smooth, super creamy, super dense. Just, wow, what a shade. So let me tell you what I did, since I was not so slick in getting through that. And the brush is fine. I actually kind of touched it to see what I thought. It's fine. I like the Urban Decay brushes a lot. I end up never using the brushes that come in any palette, so they mostly stay in the wrapping. But I actually do like the Urban Decay brushes. They're a little bit firmer than some of the others. So when you want like custom applications, it's a little easier to do. So what I did is I did Sauce, that lighter brown. I then did Enfuego in the crease and all the way. I did Scorched under the eye and patted on here. And then I did a little of Ashes. I did that lining and just partway lining under here. I wet the brush, very fine brush. I put a little bit of a purple eyeliner from Urban Decay. I forget the color. But if anyone really wants to know, I can go find it again and just ask the question in the comments. I put that in the upper waterline, nothing on the lower waterline. And I did have some problems with Ashes being hard to build up, even on me with my lighter skin. And then, because I'm trying to be good, my lips, I did the Urban Decay Illegal pencil. And then I did an Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess 01 Sunlit Nude over it. And I think that, and then I have like a reddish blush on, reddish brownish blush, which I don't have the name of. It's part of my custom palette and I lost the name for it. So it works as an eyeshadow and as a blush. Anyway, great to be back. I probably am going to do this awful video where I do fuchsia lips next, just because why not, right? We'll see how it looks. Very good. Thanks for suffering through my very long vacation from shooting videos, and for suffering through this video, which will be my first one kind of back for a long time. I would love to hear your thoughts on this palette if you have it. Do you like my eye look? Don't you think the eyes just like pop with these types of colors? I'm just amazed. I won't keep talking too long, but thanks for watching and please subscribe.